Greetings. Thank you for joining me today. I'm very excited because today is the day I'm going to take you for a walkthrough of my brand new bullet journal for 2018. I'm sure I'm much more excited about it than you are. I'm not so excited to share it because it's really not that big of a deal, but I'm excited that I have begun it and I have it and it is working out so well. The system is working out so well for me. I was very much inspired by Jessica Starr, the Story Witch. She may have been the first person, I'm not sure, that I saw using her journal for everyday mundane things and witchy things at the same time, which kind of inspired me because I love the thought of putting your witchcraft into your life. It is a part of your everyday life. It doesn't need to be completely separate. I don't put any spells or things like that in my journal, but I do like keep track of my housekeeping, the things that I'm doing for my practice. I keep track of. We'll be keeping track of those in the book, just not the actual spells, etc. I will show you that in a few minutes when I let you see my book. There were a lot of others that came out with the journals, the bullet journals. I know it is not a new concept. It is not her concept. She does not claim that it is. But a lot of other people are much more simpler in their approach, just using the very facts of bullet journal, making your bullets, indicating when they're done or when you're migrating them, whatever. For simplicity's sake, for brevity, perhaps. But that doesn't work with somebody like me. I have to have an inspiration to go back and visit the journal every day. And using colored pens and using the pictures that I pulled out of and those kind of things really help me have a reason to want to visit it. And I find I keep that journal beside me all the time. I'm always opening it, I'm always looking at it, I'm always, writing in it, I'm always checking what I want to say. So it's very fun that way. So I hope I'm not running short of battery. I don't know what I'm doing with my camera. We were messing with the camera a little bit because my husband made me a new jig to try out, a chopped down version, which I'm going to be using in just a minute. I'm going to turn the camera and go to the table where my journal is and show you what I've done. So we're trying out that jig at the same time. So I hope it works. But anyway, I just wanted to shout out and say a big thank you to Jessica Starr because she really inspired me, and I know she inspired a lot of others and anybody else who has made a journal. I hope that you will share it with us. So I don't want to talk about it all day. It's not my thing, but I'm going to show you. So let me cut right here, and I'm going to show you my journal. Okay, I'm trying out my new jig that my husband put together for me just this morning so that I could try out this camera from the top looking down on my table. It's a little different setup than I'm used to. So hopefully this is going to work. We'll see. Anyway, here's my journal. It's a Lystrom or whatever. Lykstrom, I can't pronounce it. Just like Jessica Starr uses, and I found red, which is a good passion color. I'm really passionate about this. I'm so excited about this journal. So far, it's a comfort. It's a comfort to me. I love handling it. I love touching it. I love looking at it. I love writing in it. So I'm off to a really good start. So I'm going to share what I have inside first with everybody, but I have to say, I am not an artist. I have arthritis in my hands. I just have to say, my handwriting is really bad. My lettering is bad, but it doesn't matter. It's for fun. It's just for fun that I'm, trying different letters and whatever. I've stolen quite a lot from Jessica, but I have some things that I have added that are my own. Okay, so here we go. When I first opened, this is my year, and it says, in 2019, I will evolve. And interestingly, yes, I did have the same card, which I will show you my spread in a minute, but my card for the year is 13 is death, just like it was for Jessica. And I'm taking my word evolve from this little flower is left over from when I used to teach school. And when the children were to write, they made little word clusters And I got these words from, here's my, the spread, my actual Wheel of the Year Tarot spread that I did using the Wildwood Tarot. I also used the Cat Tarot, and I used one of my witch's runes I drew that there's a video that showed me making those runes. But I took for each one of the cards, I have the word, kind of like the title of the card actually. For instance, I have, for January it was the Seven of Stones, and the word is healing, and for that word, I have for that card, I have some key words in each of these little petals. There's a key word for each, list of keywords for each card. So for me to get my word evolve, I took into consideration all of the keywords that I got from each of these cards, and from the cards in the center, from the Cat's Tarot, and from the Witch's Rune. And I came up with evolve. I don't know if you can see that. I hope you can. It's really lovely. An image I stole off of the internet. It's a skull with butterflies everywhere. And here was my first mistake. I did not listen to Jennifer. To Jessica. I did try to add my color after I had my ink, and you have to do it backwards. You have to use your the background color first with the brush pen, and then the lettering on top. But it doesn't matter. Okay. So anyway, that's my word of the year first, and then I have the next pages were my goddess of the year. And for this, I used my Goddess Tarot. That Goddess Tarot. I've had this for so long, and I really never use it much. I think, as you can tell from the box, it's been around quite a lot. I think I maybe got this in a basket raffle or something, or a yard sale or something. I didn't really buy it. I'm sure I didn't buy it because it shows so much more wear than I ever gave it. But it was nice for this. When I drew my card, though, it came out as Venus. I have to say I was not really very happy with the card of Venus because I really don't resonate with the goddess Venus that much. I never had in the past. But I kept an open mind, and I was off shopping one day, and I came across a card I wanted to send someone that had this image on it, and I was reading about this Willendorf goddess. This is the Gaia, Mother Earth, in her raw and fertile splendor of dating to probably 30,000 BC. The earliest depiction of the human form and the first known religious image of the Mother Goddess. And I really relate to this form, not just because it kind of looks like me, but but because it is, the sense of a Venus as providing love, unconditional love, nurturing love, for all those around, embracing all of those around her with love and protection. And they talk about her as the great-breasted nurturer, the great belly giver of life. She was dubbed the Venus of Willendorf by archaeologists who discovered her. And I really can get into that vibe a lot. This is what I feel, not the goddess that we're used to, a Venus, a beauty, whatever. And then I just have this little quote that I found. I love getting older. My understanding deepens. I can see what connects. I can weave stories of experience and apply them. I can integrate the lessons. Things simply become more and more fascinating. Beauty reveals itself in thousands of forms. And that's Victoria Erickson is credited with that quote. And I thought that really resonated with me a lot. So this is my very simple, goddess page. And then I have the Wheel of the Year, which I just showed you. The washi tape that I have got all this washi tape. I have to say I got all these rolls. They were on sale at Michael's before, around Thanksgiving time, I think. Two rolls for $1. And I got a nice combination, but some of it sticks a little better than others. But I don't mind. I kind of like it. But I was trying to learn how to deal with the crack in the page at the same time. So I have to keep playing with it a little bit some places. I might want to put a little drop of glue on that. Okay, and then here, that gave me, doing this spread here, gave me only the 2 pages for my for the index, but I think that's perfectly fine. I think there's nothing it's going to be fine. Because I'm just putting like the starting pages, like for January, where does January start, etc. And some of my other pages. And then of course, down here is the back of the book, which I will show you that when we get to it. Now, one thing that I wanted to say that I loved about doing this bullet journal was I have a major project that I've been working on for a couple years and really not making enough progress on it. I didn't think so. I came up with a really good way to track my progress in here, and I really don't want to blow the surprise of what my project is. But I will tell you that it is about the Wheel of the Year. I can say that. And I came up with this system for each Sabbath represented on the wheel. I have certain tasks that I must do within the project, and I have color-coded each task, listing below what I want to include. And when all the tasks are going to be finished, that pie of the wheel will be colored in, and only the one that I'm working on will have the actual writing on it. So it should end up, eventually this whole thing will be colored in and my project will be done. So I was really excited about that. So the first part of this is all about this, the Wheel of the Year. Okay. So that's enough. I just said, what I do want to say. Another thing I'm going to be doing differently, I think, from Jessica, I think when she starts a new journal, because you're going to fill out more than one journal apparently, in a year, and I can see that easily. I'm going to do that. But she doesn't copy everything from the front over, but she does copy certain things over. I have determined that the things that are yearly things, like I'm going to be working on this all year, this Wheel of the Year project, I'm not going to copy that over again into another journal. I want to keep it here. Here is a magical housekeeping page, which I'll explain in a minute. There's some other pages that are yearly trackers that I'm just going to keep them in the beginning of this journal, not copy them over. And then when I start another journal, this journal I will have it close to me. So for those kind of things, I can keep tracking them. Because I want to be able to look at things like, for instance, this is going to be a magical housekeeping tracker. Tracking things like when I do things, protection things, when I do cleansing things, when I do spell work, when I do cupboard things for my cupboard supplies, stocking up. Like the other day, I made sage wand, so that's a cleansing task. So anytime there's anything to do with cleansing, like when I clean my tables, when I clean and cleanse my altars, my workspaces, when in the year, so I'll be able to see how many times in the year I've done these things, okay? Stocking my cupboard. When is the last time I put protection up for my pets, for instance? I'm going to be able to see because it's going to be color coded. So I don't forget. And I don't really have any room on here for a key, color key. I put the number of the brush pens, each have a number on them. So I chose it. So here for the cleansing, it's brush pen number 723. So that I remember to use the same pen all the time. Anytime I do any kind of cleansing work during the year, I'll be able to keep track of it. So something like this, I want to see the whole year. I don't want to just see the first couple months and then the next couple months in a different journal. So I'm going to come back and record all year on this page. Okay. The next thing I have done, my daily tarot tracker. I was so excited about this. I stole it from Jessica Starr. I love the way she did it. I have a color for each of the suits. For each day I pull, I put that and I just write the number on the color, which is so cool. These are the ones I've done so far. I put whether there's a dark moon or a full moon. And then the thing that I did differently, because I do want to keep this page for the entire year, I made what is called a Dutch door, rather than just clipping the page in, with the Roman numerals here reminding me what the major arcana cards are, but I did it on the back too. So when I'm on this part of the year, I can have it clipped over here, and then when I go to this part of the year from July on, I can turn my Dutch door and clip it over here. And I have room on here for tarot wish lists, which if you've been keeping up with my channel, you know that I'm not going to be buying decks this year. I'm going to try not to buy decks unless it's something I feel I really, really need. But I do have a wish list of decks that some of these will be transferred to my Amazon wish list because I told you I had some people buy for me off of that list this year, which was lovely. So if people looking for, some of my family members looking for birthday gift or Christmas gift or whatever, maybe I can get them that way if it's something that I want. So this is all dedicated to tarot, and again, this is going to be there the whole year. And I was really excited about how I used the Dutch door. That was pretty fun. I saw that off of, I don't know, I can't really credit it. I don't know who I saw it off. Somebody on YouTube, but it was not my idea. Somebody else's. Okay, so I'm just clipping this together for right now, and then we'll go on to the next page. It's another yearly tracker. And this is my 52 Fridays. We have a savings jar. I might have mentioned before, but one of the things that we do for budgeting our money is we take out cash every week for our household expenses, our food and things like that. And we allow ourselves so much cash per week, and the idea is at the end on Friday, whatever's left over on Friday, we put in a jar. And then we take out fresh the amount that we take out. And what is to be used in the jar is a method of savings. And right now, I think we've been using the jar probably since maybe 2 years, maybe a year and a half. I'm not sure. I think it was 2 years. And I just had to take it at the beginning of January. I had to take it and empty it so I could record on January 4th, my first Friday. And we had taken money out of this jar for my daughter's wedding and from something else. I can't recall what it was. But I still ended up with over $400 in the jar. And I want to tell you, that's amazing considering we're on Social Security that we're able to do that. So it's just like when I start to play little games is when things get real. The only reason I'm sharing this, I just want to say, we started out very meager savings. In the first Friday, we only put in $10 in the jar because the holidays were a little expensive. But I just want to remind you, if you put $10 a week in a jar, just every Friday of the year, you're going to end up with $520. That is a lot of money to do something with. So, think about treating money as money and not just as, numbers that come off your debit card or whatever, because it's amazing what you can do. You have to respect the money to make money, I think. Anyway, so that's that. This again I will track the entire year on this one page. So I will keep this book with me all year. Then I got this inspiration. I've been studying the chakra system a lot. And Jennifer Ball was using this. She got this cards and this book that is just a journey of self-discovery through fables and learning about the chakras and our relationship with the chakras, etc. And it's just little exercises you do. I thought it would be fun to try. So I've been going along with it. And this little tracker here is just tracking the week's progress. Every week, there are 5 days, just 5 weekdays. There are things that you do. Like one day you read a thing, and then another day you do some kind of color exercise. You do a journaling day, another kind of activity, and then there's a meditation day. So it's really good. It's kind of a cool thing. We'll see how it goes. But I'm just now in week 2. I've done the first one in week 2, and I'm ready to go. So it's another way I'm trying to connect. I have a couple other books that I'm going to be getting into and doing some things with, but this is just another way. I like as many little ways of connection as I can come up with, because one thing will resonate with me more than another in any certain way, so that's kind of cool. Okay, then I get into coming into January. In January, big celebration this year is the Wolf Moon coming in January, and I found this, first of all, about the Wolf Moon, and maybe perhaps why it is called the Wolf Moon. I don't know if that's true or not, but it talks about how wolf energy deals in many of the prey animals in the wild are at their weakest point, and the wolves are, this is a good hunting time for them, apparently, and how they have to work together with the other pack to have successful hunts. So it talks about that, and then also it talks about the idea of kind of hibernating after the holidays and this busy time, this time of the year, pulling yourself in and hibernating under the ground, hibernating in your homes, under your blankets. You know, it goes in line with the times that we feel, you know, if we're doing shadow work or something, things like that. So I like the image here a lot. Excuse me. And the little thing. And I got this out of one of my old calendars. I don't have it in front of me here. But the Llewellyn, you know, pocket calendar, whatever it is. I got those images from. And then Jessica also recommended this book, and I got it, and I'm really happy I did. The Astro Moon Diary. This is the U.S. version, Eastern Standard Time, so I have to do a little adjusting, just a little bit of adjusting for my own. But I love it because it talks about how many times we are out somewhere and saying, what planet do I see? What is that planet? And here it's going to be telling us, you know, what the planets are. So I put that in here for January, the astronomy information. Then this, don't look at my writing, but this is a monthly planner. Every month that I'm going to do some kind of a planner like this. And here I'm calling it, I love my garden every day of January. Obviously you can see I've only loved my garden one day so far in January. Because we've had some really cold, rainy, wet, windy days. And I've spent a lot of my time buried under blankets and huddled against my fire. But I did get out one sunny day and harvest some sage. My plant was growing out of its mind with sage because of all the beautiful rains we've had. I make some smudge wands, and but I'm really going to try, you know, January's going to be kind of iffy, but after January's over, I'm sure we're going to be out in the garden just about every day. So I'm going to be putting, you know, what I'm doing in the garden. This is going to help me with organizing my garden too, not just being in it, but doing some of the planning that we need to do for it, etc. Starting some seeds inside, getting ready for some of the summer garden. Then on my habit tracker here, it looks pretty meager too, but I'm very encouraged because my idea is when you get a habit, you need to build them slowly. If you try to do, like I have 6 things that I'd like to track, habits I'd like to build and track. But if I tried, you know, from day one to do all of those 6 habits every day for January, you know, I would be failing. I would be setting myself up for failing. So I'm just really, I am concentrating on 1 or 2, maybe 3, for this month of January that I hope to do as much as I can, build that habit. Here you see that I have had 6 days of absolutely no takeout, which sounds ridiculous, you know, that we should have a problem with takeout, but it is so easy. There are so many, every restaurant here, and there are so many fast food places where I live, like every block has, I can hardly walk out the door without walking through a drive-through. So, it's so easy to just say, oh, just get a Subway sandwich, or let's just go get, you know, whatever, you know, get some tacos or whatever. So we're trying really hard not to have any takeout and eating the 5 fruits and vegetables servings a day. That's what we're really working on. A little bit difficult because we're still coming at the end of the holiday. People are trying to get rid of their sweets. But we're working on it, and I find 1 is success, 2 is a success. You build on the successes, and pretty soon we're going to be able to do all of these. This is the place. I haven't filled in a lot of my my journal, because some stuff is very private, and so I didn't want to put it in yet. But here's one thing. I'm going to be tracking my monthly bills. I put in 1, but I have not tracked what my other bills are. But I'm going to put them in here, and when they're due, when they're paid. where's my stuff if I order something. This center section is for pets, tracking my pets. I have quite a house full of pets, and I don't include my chickens here because my chickens have their own book. They have their own book, but my dog and cat people have their own tracking on here, and it's keeping track of what we're feeding them, any behavioral things we have. We started a pheromone treatment. I didn't put it on here yet on the cats to try to get them to get along better. I'm working on commands with the dogs. I'm working on, and this is their protection, their flea protection that I need to record when I give it to them. And then, of course, anything next month that I have to pay attention to, I'm going to put here. Okay, so then, this is probably of not interest to anybody, but this is my YouTube planner, and it's built on the idea, the building of Burning the Crone 1 month at a time. Burning the Crone is my website and my little store and my blog, which I'm going to be pulling from my blog a lot more this year for some things. So it's trying to coordinate things, like where do I put, like for instance, where do I even put, the 31 Days of Tarot I've been working on, in order for people to see that. I think I'm supposed to be also putting a little link to that on maybe on Instagram. I'm not sure. So I'm going to, like when I share, if I share a video, where do I put it? Do I put it on my Facebook page on the Burn the Crone Facebook, or do I link to my blog or Instagram, or all three, or none of them, or those kind of things, okay? Some questions that I have, like what kind of questions do I have? Like I have an Etsy store. Do I want that Etsy store? Is it a waste of money, or do I want to do it? Things like that. Do I want to jump on the wagon and do live stream? I'm telling you right now, probably not, because I'm a little annoyed a little bit with the live stream. They're just so terribly long, and it's impossible for me to even watch most of them. But at any rate, different days of the week, things that I try to plan. It's just like for my good, to keep my own peace of mind, so I'm not overwhelmed, because it's a little overwhelming to try to keep track of all of these things at once. And I do have other blogs other than my Burning the Crone blog. I have a personal gardening blog, and I also have a blog, a medieval blog, which my persona. So I have a lot of things that it's a lot of ways I can neglect a lot of things. So I'm trying to be better with that. Do that. Here are my prompts for the 31 Days of Tarot for Ethany Dawn's challenge. And as I complete them, I'm writing them. This one is important, and this is another one I'm waiting for not to fill in until I go past. After I share it, I can fill these in. But this is places where I need to have my passwords and the key, the username and the password written here. And I'm not going to write down the whole password, but some kind of clue so I'll know what the password is, because I'm really terrible with this. When I lose the password, I'm kind of screwed. The books I'm going to fill in as I read, and if this ever gets full, I'll just fit this on another page somewhere later in the book. That's the beauty of it. You can track it in the index. Right now that one's on page 29, but if I have another one, I can just add it to another time. That's what is so cool about this system. I love it. Okay, now this is another way I have completely deviated a little bit from Jessica's system. I have been doing, can I even show you? For the last couple months, I was showing you all my private junk. For my last couple months, this is the way I've been organizing myself with these pages with graph paper that I've just been laying out, trying to establish what I want to keep track of in the bullet journal. Before I started it, I started this in maybe October or November, I'm not sure which, and I really like this system. So every week I would draw this out, and I would, keep track of these things for the week. It didn't matter when in the week I did them necessarily. It just mattered that they were kind of been accomplished during that week. That's kind of the way I roll in my life. My day-to-day activities are not written in stone, but weekly things kind of are. Like my priorities, like the kind of things that I want to do on YouTube, the kind of things I want to do on Instagram, the kind of things I want to do on my blog. I haven't filled this all out, but here this also was like when I had to ship things that people had ordered, when I had to kitchen chores that I had to keep track of, you know, before when I was doing all these things with my kitchen chores, you know, like I had pesto, I had basil coming out of my ears. I had to do the pesto and freeze it, hot sauce, make some hot sauce, which I make my own. On the blog, all the things about, you know, the pickles, the pickled tomatoes, Cook's Play Date, this, you know, all of these different topics that I needed to blog about before I forgot about. So it just had to be happen during the week. It didn't have to be happen on any certain day. So I loved having this, appointments and just what dinner meals and projects and tasks that had to happen. Okay. So this worked out so well. I put this up as a week and then I do my dailies. And and this is exactly, I think, the way Jessica did it in one part of her diary and her journal. And it really, really works for me a lot. Task for the day, menu for the day, the card of the day, and just some journaling thoughts. And this is all I've done, you know, like this way. And I just really have loved this a lot. And now I'm starting another week. This was from Sunday. Now I started another week, just starting to, you know, come up with another weekly planner for me. And then I go starting my dailies again. So that's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. I didn't show you, I think you know, but my deck for the month of January is the Deviant Moon. That's what I'm using. Here's my card for the day, the Five of Swords. And this is working out really, really well for me too. This is I'm working the whole month of January, pulling a card of these every day, pulling a card, writing about the card, and I'm really getting in touch, really feeling in tune with the journal. So anyway, that's just my little book, and I hope you, hope you enjoyed it. And wait. My little jig is slipping. There we go. Thank you for watching. Please share yours. If you have made a bullet journal, if you've started a bullet journal or started one, please share because I'd love to see what you're doing. And Jessica, thank you so much for inspiring us again, I want to say. And I apologize if I stole too many of your great ideas, but they were really good ideas. They worked for me too. So anyway, there's my journal. Okay, well, there was my journal. I hope you liked it. I hope you could see it okay. I won't know if you can see it until I go to edit this recording, and then I'll be able to see what you see. But anyway, I'd love it for you to share again your journals if you're doing the same thing. I would love to share your ideas, what you have done, learn about, you know, how it's helping you. I'm going to put, there was talk of having a hashtag on this video of, I think, Jessica Starr made me do it or something like that. I don't think I've seen anybody else use it. I'm going to try to do some investigation because I'd like to get this video in the right place so Jessica gets a chance to see it, and anybody else who's following along with her, who followed along with her, can share theirs as well. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope this wasn't too boring. I hope this wasn't too boring. It was just, again, it was my pleasure. It's so much fun to do. It's given me all kinds of inspiration to get things going in the new year the way I want them to go. So thank you again, Jessica. You're just a darling. And I wish everyone else blessings.